Hey everybody, welcome to Filmmaking Today. I'm your host Bojan Dulabic. So in this episode, I want to talk about something that a lot of us have been, thinking about, which is one of these things, and that's something I'm using right now, which is a clip-on monitor or on-camera LCD monitor. Now, there are a lot of those, as with a lot of things in this industry. You can get dirt cheap ones, you can get filthy expensive ones, so the range is big. So I decided to get this particular one, which is the Viltrox DC-50. Now this is actually a knockoff of the the Sony CLM-V55. If you look at that one and this one, this is virtually identical except for a few things, but it's virtually identical. It even comes with two hot shoes, and one is actually the Sony one, which I'll show you. I'll do a little sort of unboxing. I mean, I've been using this now for months, but I still have the original packaging and all that, and I'll show you exactly what came with it. So why don't we do that first? Here's the actual package. It's a pretty slick, minimalistic design. So here's the monitor, and we'll get back to that one in just a second. Here we got some usual paperwork, warranty, and the manual that none of us really read. And then here's a pouch. It comes with it as well, which is actually pretty useful. I always use it when I'm on the go. It comes with some HDMI cable, and then it comes with two hot shoots. Now this is the regular one that it comes with. It's not as flexible as I like it to be. And then this is the actual Sony one. Now I haven't had a need to use this one just because of my setup, but if you need it, it's there. And apparently a lot of people like that one. So this is the monitor. Now this is the front of it, and now here's the problem. It's not that easy to open this sucker up. It sounds stupid and funny, but I don't know if this is just my model or if it's any one of them, but it really isn't that easy to open it up. So when you finally get it open, this is the hood that is attached to it, and you can detach that one as well. Now to detach it, that's very simple. And it's a pretty compact monitor and not very heavy at all, very lightweight. Now this is the back of it, and as you can see, it takes various batteries. Here we got the side view. So here you have the on-off button. Here's the plug-in if you want to plug it into the wall, which the cable doesn't come with it. And these are the controls to be used if you want to operate the menu. Here you have AV connection if you want to hook it up that way. You have a mini HDMI port, and then you have a full-size HDMI port. So I got the monitor hooked up to my Blackmagic camera, and I'm just showing you here, I'm adjusting the focus. So the Blackmagic camera has focus peaking, and as you can see, that shows very nicely. So I don't have to rely on the built-in focus peaking, which this thing does have. So this is the menu, and the first thing that shows up is the focus peaking. So you get an option between black and white, blue, and then its own focus one, which honestly I don't really care for. I just keep it on normal and use the built-in one on my Blackmagic, which works really nicely. So the next option is zoom, and it pretty much just zooms in as the name says, and then you can go off and it'll zoom back out. I never use this feature. If it was easier accessible, I might, but I just don't. And here you just adjust whether you want it 16:9 or 4:3. I just keep it 16:9. Here you have the color temperature, so you got those three options. Here you got brightness, and here you have contrast, and here's color tone. And then here you can adjust how you want to connect the camera. Obviously I just keep it on HDMI, which I would suggest you do too. These are the volume controls. And then here you can choose between different languages. So that's it. That's the menu. So this little thing I paid about 120 bucks for it, somewhere around there, on eBay. It's a, it was new. Now, a few things to keep in mind. At least the one I bought, it did not come with the battery, and it also did not come with a DC cable to plug it into the wall to power it that way. So that's something you're gonna have to get. Now, in my case, I got two things. I got one package, which was a charger, and this battery right here. Now, this thing takes several batteries, so you can use the FM500H, you can use the QM71D, and you can use the QM91D. So this one, what is this? This is the FM500H. And this battery with the charger, again, I paid, I think, about 25 bucks. And this is the package, boom, plug it in. It takes about, I think, about 2.5 hours to charge, around there. And it's not bad. I mean, I get about an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours, depending on usage. But, it's not a big battery. I mean, this is a 2100 mAh battery, so it's not a big battery, right? But that's something you got to keep in mind. So you got to get that. Now, in addition to that, I also got a slightly bigger battery. As you can see, it's definitely bigger, right? And this is the what is this? This is a 3200 mAh battery, and this is the QM71D. Now, this is my main battery, and I love this guy. First of all, I can get about 4 hours out of this one, and the beauty is it's got this little button here that you push, and right now it's just displaying. It displays how full the battery is. So right now it's just 1 bar, and that is really helpful because there's no way telling on the actual device where you are in terms of battery. I mean, it'll show you the battery on the camera that you're using. That's great, but there's no way of telling. So having that on here, that's great. At least, I can quickly kind of take a look. Okay, it's half full, or, whatever it is, and it gives me an idea. This is not a high-end product. Keep that in mind. When it comes to these LCD displays, you got to ask yourself, why are you buying this? Now, in my case, I like the display that's on my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. It works for me, but the problem is it's not a flip display. I can't move it around. So, for example, when I'm doing shots where, let's say, the camera's pointing up, well, I can't really see what I'm shooting. I can't frame it properly. So in situations like that, this thing comes in handy. If you need a monitor where you're actually gonna be using it to judge color temperature and critical things that impact your production, this is not your guy. Get something better. This might disappoint you when it comes to that. I'm not saying it's horrible, but I wouldn't rely on this 100%. I would still rely on your either the built-in monitor of your camera, or if you haven't, if you have another monitor and this is sort of your secondary monitor, whatever your setup is. Other than that, I'm really happy with it. It's it does the job. I mean, first of all, the fact that it comes with the hood, the fact that this comes with it, that is a big plus, because normally you'd have to fork out another 20, 30, 40 bucks for that one, and that's a good thing. Now, I haven't personally used this guy in full sunlight. Most of my shots have been indoors, so I can't judge that personally, but I have seen other videos and heard others say that it really, it doesn't perform well in direct sunlight, even with this thing, right? So you get a lot of glare and you can't see a lot. So that's something to keep in mind, right? But again, in my case, like I said, it wasn't really an issue. So all in all, I like it. And like I said, if you aren't going to rely on this as your main monitor, I definitely recommend check it out, look into it. I'm going to try to find the link where I got it and post it in the notes as usual. Let me know what you think. If you got any other questions, as always, follow me on all the social media platforms. Just type in my name, Bojan Dulabic, and check out my film Project Eugenics at projecteugenics.com and all the various social media platforms. Okay, thanks guys.